Welcome, everybody. Tina here.
And Sarah.
We are going to talk about a really super fun, awkward, risky topic.
Yeah.
As you can tell by the title, it's Modest is Hottest. However, the main objective we're going to break apart a little bit is celibacy, meaning choosing to remain abstinent, pure, whether in a relationship or not. And we understand this is a tricky topic and it's also challenging. And so we are going to share our experience, me being already married with a child, then divorced, and now out in the single, sober, celibate world. And Sarah.
Living in sin, and now none of that worked out for me. Live the whole be with your boyfriend, get a house, gonna get married, and then it all did not turn out the way I had originally planned. And so now I'm single, celibate, living the life that God at first intended us all to have. So it's choosing a different walk than I originally had for myself. Learning.
Absolutely. And we're going to break apart a little bit about why we chose. We're not ever telling you what you need to do, but we're going to tell you the benefits of choosing this for us. A lot of times I think we're told that we're going to be missing out, or we, want to feel that connection, or whatever it is your reason. Maybe you don't even have a reason. Maybe it's just the next step in the relationship, which is, to me, never a reason to essentially give a piece of yourself to somebody else. Because if you think about it, when you choose to do that with somebody, you are forever bonded to them in some way, shape, or form. You've literally given a piece of yourself you can't get back.
Yeah, I didn't know this until I started learning about what actual celibacy was. And we're all energy. And it's literally taking a part of your soul and giving it to that other person. I feel like that's so drastic and so heavy than just, I'm going to bang this person, or I'm going to do the deed just because we're now in a relationship, or like you said, that's just the next step. But realizing that I'm literally giving a part of myself away, and then realizing, well, how many people have I given myself away to? How do I get that back? Like, you essentially, can you? I don't know.
Well, and I like that you said that, because if you break it down, when she said energy, we are made up of molecules and atoms that are legitimate energy. And so you give that to somebody, you give your energy to another person in the strongest, most personal, private way that you can possibly give to somebody. And we'll touch a little bit later on being intimate versus just engaging in a physical act. But you're literally giving a part of yourself, a part of your energy away to a person that you can never, ever get back.
Yeah, that's why, if you don't have any other connection rather than I just met the person and now we're going home together.
Well, I think that just from my own experience, which this is not the podcast for, but what I will say in that is when we're missing we feel like we're missing something. My missing something, what I didn't realize was God, love, whatever you want to call it. Love is God and God is love. I was missing that. I wasn't receiving it. So I would, you go out looking for it in different, vices, whether it's shopping, whether it's relationships, sex, food, drinking. So I think that that's a big thing, is feeling that something is missing, and that is going to fill the void that you think is there.
Yeah. We're also discussing a topic that is definitely not shown a light in the world. This is very of the world thinking. We live in the world, but we're not of the world. That's what God calls us to be. We live in this planet, but we're not of this planet. We come from heaven, and we're supposed to bring heaven here on earth. And the Bible says, a man and a woman come together and...
Holy matrimony.
Yes, holy matrimony, right? So you get married and then you become one. You become one flesh. You're one body. But the world says, okay, well, let's play house first before we actually get married. I was doing that. I had a house with a guy. He had his son So I was playing house, with his stepson and, taking on roles that I didn't know were going to be mine because I was in a relationship and fell in love with somebody and then took on all these responsibilities that I don't know if I was 19 years old. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Well, and that's interesting you said that, because a lot of times you just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know the effect it has on you when you choose to live with somebody before you're married. I remember thinking that was absolute insanity. Like, I'm definitely going to live with someone. I want to know what it's like. I want to know they're this. I want to know they're that. Well, there's other ways to get to know somebody other than living with them, other than engaging in, that type of activity. Actually, that's probably the least likely way to get to know somebody. To be totally honest, you get to know somebody on so many different levels not doing that. So I think that a lot of it too, for me, and maybe as I'm hearing for you, was that you just didn't know the other way.
Yeah.
And so we're here to show you like the other way, because the original way is not working.
Yeah, we've walked in the world's way, living in sin and going against everything that the Bible said. And it's for our own protection. It's not, do this and your world's going to suck. They're not rules. They're standards that are put in place to protect our heart, to protect our soul, our well-being, to continue to walk the path of life that God created us to live. And putting myself on the path I was on, I was in my own way the entire time. And looking back, I can realize that now. But thank God that God himself literally stepped out of my own way and was like, no, you're not going down this path anymore. I'm literally going to strip you from it and put you on the one that you're in now. And now I have the knowledge and the experiences to live a different way. I will not go and play house with somebody again. Like, I will be married before I do all of the things, the deeds and the living with somebody, because had I been married and was doing all those things, like, I'm glad I wasn't when I sold my house and when I got out of my relationship, because if I would have been married and all of these things were happening, financial stuff, just, it all becomes one when you're married. And then,
well, and think of it too like this. Let's say you're involved in that and you're doing it. Maybe you're hearing this and you're like, oh gosh, I'm kind of curious, but I'm already in a relationship. I'm already doing these things. Like, how do I tell the poor guy, or the poor girl, I think it's equal in the world today, what I'm learning. How do I tell them, I want to take a step back. I want to, maybe I want to wait till, if we're engaged, I want to wait till we're married. And here's the thing. This isn't from a place of judgment. This isn't a place you have to do this or whatever. But what it is, hey, let's try something new and let's see just if we have anything in common. If we really are interested in each other, when you take that out of the equation, when you take, the action, what do you have? Because a lot of times in the beginning, it's hot and heavy and fun and exciting, and we're trying all these new things and and all these different positions, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, you're married for a few years and you're like, what do we have in common now that we've tried everything? Right? I'm being dramatic. I'm not saying tried everything, but if we don't have that, what do you have? So when Sarah said protecting your heart, you're protecting your heart from the pain of what's to come. If you don't have anything in common with each other other than that, you're kind of at a loss.
Yeah. I also think that in the world we live in, this is not a topic that a lot of people are on, and somebody that is following that path to be almost an example. It's all around. Sex is everywhere in our society. It's all over the TV. It's all over the news. It's all over how we dress, how we act. It's just a sexual world.
And it's lonely when you choose the path of least resistance. A lot of people choose to engage in that. So it's lonely. I get it. I think you get it.
Yeah.
But it's not for the weak.
We're also never alone. It's very hard to think and feel that when you're in the headspace of negativity and you're alone and you're just so consumed by the thoughts that all the negative stuff that we can say to ourselves. But when you're in the light and shining light and in a good headspace, this is easier to talk about than actually living it. So not every day is sunshine and roses, but it's easy to have a friend or somebody else to talk to about, which is hopefully what this can help.
Hey guys, Tina here. I am super excited to share something with you that has been incredibly beneficial to my day. It has helped with so many things from my mood, my energy, my sleep, my skin, my focus, all the things, and it's super clean, which is very, very important to me. If you want more information, I would love to share it with you. Send me a message on my Instagram. My handle is Tina M. Kafka, or there is a link in my bio. I'm super excited. I want to hear from you. I want to build a relationship and help you to create the best life that you want, meant for you. Bye, guys. Yeah, absolutely. And I was having some challenges with some, thoughts in my mind, and I was able to bring these thoughts to her, and she wasn't thinking from an emotional place. I was thinking from an emotional place, so she could take the emotion out of it and give me, straight facts. And the facts are like, oh yeah, duh. Okay. And then it's going in one step further and saying, okay, I know this situation is maybe a little bit of a stronghold. So what do I do with that? Maybe don't engage in the conversation that's going to bring up these thoughts in your mind, which sounds silly, but whatever goes into our ears, goes into our head, goes into our heart, and then we act upon that. Our body actually responds to certain things, certain words, certain, whatever. And depending how creative your mind can be, you could literally feel like you're about to commit an act. So have somebody to talk to. And then if you don't have anybody to talk to, know that like your father is always here to help you. And I've actually asked him numerous times to release the stronghold that it has on me, because there is a level of closeness that you feel doing that, although I'm getting past that point, which took about, a year and a half to get past that point of like, intimacy is a completely different thing than having sex with somebody. It really, really is very, very different. So having somebody to talk to or talking to God and asking for help is really powerful. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. And thank you for being there for me.
I love you.
I love you too. One thing that I want to talk about is the amount of energy it takes to do that. Some more than others. And I know some people are like, I'm so amazing. But let's be real, it doesn't last very long. It just doesn't. You can toot your horn like, I do this and I do that and I'm amazing. Great, you are. But one of two things, or two of two things. First of all, it's really not that long. However, you are giving your energy to that person, that time, that part of your day, and it's sucking it out of what else you could be doing. Like you could be growing, you could be going for a walk, you could be having a conversation, you could be reading a book, you could be, insert anything to grow who you are. When you need that, this is what I find interesting. When you need, quote, in quotations, that, your lack of artistic ability is not being utilized. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily that you need that per se, though your body might tell you differently. You need to use your creative abilities.
Also, acting upon that, there's also consequences to every single one of our actions. STDs are a real thing. So is an unwanted pregnancy. You do that and you have a one-night stand, or like you are hot and heavy with your new love, and then boom, life hits you in the face that you were not expecting. You were just, in love, in the moment, and it lasted for a whole 20 minutes, but now you have the next 18, 20 years to take care of a child that you weren't expecting, or now you have XYZ to go take care of at the clinic because your person or you didn't know that what they had when you were doing the act. Protecting yourself in so many ways, your body, your mind, your soul. Like what Tina was saying, whatever energy you're giving out, protect it.
And certain things you can't take care of at a clinic. Certain things never go away. I think also, and we probably shouldn't get on this topic, but once you have made a choice and acted upon something, and you have created life inside, God created life inside of you, I don't believe it's up to you to decide whether that life should come to fruition or not, which is another topic. I know that's probably hot for some people right now, but there's no way about it. If you put a cake in the oven, it's a cake. If you take it out before and say, well, it would have been a cake, it's not your decision. So I just want to touch on that real quickly there. But that's another thing that you have to face, because even if you think it's a quick decision and you'll take care of it, and you will think about it the rest of your life. You will wonder, you will think on every birthday, you will wonder at every age, would it have been a boy, a girl? What if I could have given up for adoption? What if there is a family out there who wants a baby and then they're watching all of this happen in the world today?
Yeah, exactly. And this is coming all from a place of love and growth and understanding that I wish I would have had when I was 15, 16, before I was like going with the crowd of people that were, everybody else is doing it. Oh, well, you've been with your boyfriend for however many months or years. Like, it's just that time. Or peer pressure when you're so young in high school, and now it's middle school, and the way that people are dressing, they dress in like 25-year-olds and they're 12. I'm like, I was wearing monkey stuff then. Like, like
Sweatpants.
Wearing stuff from, what my parents could afford at Kmart and JCPenney and all that stuff. Like, now I have no idea if you're 20 or you're 12, the way people are dressing nowadays. And let me tell you, like, modest is hottest, because if you're going around flaunting all your stuff and you're just exposed in all the ways, like, well, when you get in a relationship and you're getting married, like, you've already shown everything to everybody else. Like, there's no secret, there's no package to unravel, because you're just flaunting it right in the open.
Well, and it's funny you say that. I was just watching a TikTok and the guy was talking about like, well, I have it, so I'm going to show it. I look so good. I lost all this weight, or I'm, I got this, or I'm finally feeling good about myself. Feeling good about yourself doesn't mean you go and show everyone what you have. If you truly, truly feel good about who you are, you don't have to show anybody anything at all. And I understand it's a challenging world out there when everyone's getting half naked and they have, 3 million followers and all that. And I get it. However, the more that I observe the world, the more that I realize that that's not longevity. That's momentary.
Yeah.
It really is, because nobody's going to look like that forever.
And that does not mean that we got to put a paper bag over our heads and just walk around looking like a frumpy, mumpy, whatever. But there's a difference between dressing one way and dressing in the style, and then dressing in the style to your own way.
Right. Like I said at the beginning, this is a very controversial topic.
Yes.
We don't want you to take it out of context to the point that we're trying to make, which is be respectful. When you look in the mirror, say, I look amazing, I feel amazing. Or is it, I'm going to, wear a lower cut shirt, or I'm going to make sure, certain things you can see through, or...
Like, are you dressing for attention, or are you dressing for yourself? Like, are you dressing and acting and being who your creator created you to be? Like,
I feel like that's a big topic, because that's where it starts. Because you're going to walk past somebody on the street, and if you're dressed a certain way, it is in the male genes to turn around and look. And I'm not justifying disrespect in any way, shape, or form, but if you go out into the world and you are dressed in an inappropriate manner and you are getting looks or comments, I'm not justifying the looks or the comments, but if you're getting them, maybe reassess it. Like you said, do I love myself with what I'm wearing?
And maybe you're just subconsciously, the way that you're dressing or the way that you're acting, it's just old habits. And that you're trying to find a new way, and that you're trying to be a better version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, you can't look in the mirror and recreate something that you don't have. Like, if you don't love yourself, if you don't like yourself, looking in the mirror is going to just be like one ear and out the other. Like, I see myself and I turn around and I forget what I look like. Mm-hmm. Like, I did not love or like myself for a very long time, and I didn't even know that. Mm-hmm. And this year, when my whole life, I was going to get married this year, and now I'm 10 months single now, and thinking that my life was going to be a completely different way, and looking to where I'm at now, I wouldn't have known any of this had I not gone through all the hard stuff and then reevaluated who was looking back at me in the mirror. Like, who is this person? Mm-hmm. Because I lost myself, and I had to figure out who I am, and that I am worthy of love, and that I do like myself, and that I have to focus on the one and only person that's always going to be around me, which is me. So if I don't like me in any situation, I'm the common denominator in everything that I do. You can't escape from yourself. So if you're looking in the mirror and thinking that, oh gosh, like all I see is, negativity. Like, we are what we tell ourselves. You got to look in the mirror. I don't care if you write it on your mirror. That's what I had to do. Yep. That's what I still do. Like, yep. I am worthy of love. I walk and live in abundance. I am grateful for my life and who I am and who I'm becoming, you know?
As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. You don't just think it in your heart, you believe it in your mind, and then you start to go out into the world and act in ways where your focus goes, your energy flows, like all the things. And yeah, absolutely. And you know, my story is similar but different. When my marriage ended, I had just a massive like hate and anger at like the male world at first because of a lot of things. And I was like, I'm never dating again. I'm going to be a nun, and like none of this is ever going to happen. Well, I mean, now almost 2 years later, I realized that me committing to not engaging in that activity has saved my heart a lot and has shown me who really wants to be around, which is no one right now. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but the point I'm making is I had one idea of what I thought, and then when I went into it and I started healing, I started taking care of myself. I thought I was mad at my ex-husband. I thought I was mad at this person. I thought I was mad at that person. No. It's healing and forgiveness. And when you truly love yourself, you aren't just going to run to that relationship to fix it, to heal it, to fill a gap, to fill something that's missing. And for me, I tried that a couple times. I tried getting involved in relationships, and usually what happens is they're like, oh, she's not really gonna not do that. Like, I can buy her this, or I can treat her like this, or I can say these words. And then when they're like, oh, she's legit not gonna do that, I think I'm gonna go now. Like, it's not that smooth. It was quite of an emotional roller coaster. And now I'm just at the point where I'm like, I'm just not wanting to be with anybody, because if anything is forced, or if I have to change any of my beliefs based upon who I'm with, to me, that just means it's not my time right now, and that's not my person right now. And so it's been a journey though. I didn't just like end my marriage didn't just end and then all of a sudden I'm like, woohoo, like I got it all figured out. Like, it's been a journey. But I will tell you, at any one of those points in the few people, very, very few people that I dated, if I would have had sex with any of them, it would have been miserable. I would have been miserable, and it would completely have backtracked my growth to no fault of anybody. I don't blame them. I don't blame me. I don't blame anyone. It's just a journey. But if you're looking to grow who you are, if you're looking to become a better person, if you're looking to shift your mindset, if you're looking to, achieve success, if you're looking to whatever it is, I firmly believe unless you meet an equal, you cannot engage in a relationship and grow. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's, I don't know. You tell me what you feel.
So where my brain keeps going is back to the Bible, how, I don't know who said it, but it goes, a man walks with God, and when they're in a relationship with just themselves and God, there's so much more that they can do within the kingdom of God.
1 Corinthians 7.
Thank you. You know exactly what I'm trying to get at. So then, when two become one, when a man and a woman come together and they become one flesh, well, now your focus is on one another. God is always the center, but it becomes Jesus, then your marriage, and then everything else, whether that be kids and then your career, yada, yada. But when you are focused on just yourself and Jesus, it's such an alignment that you're just able to, you have so much free time. Let me tell you, I have not been single, literally, this is bananas, since I was 11. And you're like, oh gosh, Sarah, like, what does that even mean? Like, how can you, I was essentially in a relationship from 11 to 19, on and off, like my first love, and then jumped into another relationship from 19 until 26. And I am still 26. Like, so this is, and I was supposed to get married April of this year, and it ended in January. Like 4 months to the date. Like, God is in the details. Like, all of it. That's a story for a different time. But had I not gone through all of these things, I could not be here talking to you about what I've gone through and what Tina's gone through, because we're doing the work and able to be an example because we've been through the ringer of what the world has taught us. I love striking up a good conversation with someone about their clothing style. That's why Versed is so unique. Their clothing and lifestyle brand sparks up conversations that shed light to our community wherever you are by being the salt and light. Get 15% off with our coupon, capital Fearless Queens. Again, that is capital Fearless Queens. Head to the link in our show notes or on the socials to get your Versed apparel today.
Yeah, we have been a part of the flesh. We have experienced what that feels like. And so I too this is the first time in my entire adult life I've been single for more than, we're going on 2 years. I mean, like I said, I dated, but like that wasn't like relationship boyfriend girlfriend. Like I have almost been single for 2 years, and that hasn't happened ever in my entire adult life. And it's, to me, I feel like I'm learning more about myself. Now, when I go, like, I'm not saying don't date. I'm not saying like don't be in a relationship. That's not what we're saying in any way, shape, or form. However, you are very much more aware when you go into dating their intentions.
When you know more about yourself and
Yes.
what you want. This 10 months of being single and figuring out who Sarah is, it's helped me not, like, stripped me away from everybody, all the people I was taking care of, everything. Like, God's like, no, we're not working on anybody else but you right now. Like, we're taking care of you. And I have doing so many things I never even thought about, like hobbies. Like, I do yoga as much as I want now. Like, I'm learning guitar. I am doing this podcast. Like, I don't think any of these doors were open for me. I know they weren't open for me because I didn't have the mental capacity or the energy to take hold of all of these dreams I had, because I was putting myself on the back burner to be everything for everybody else. Like, I was everybody else's role. I was a stepmom. I was a fiance. I was an older sister. I was taking care of all of these people in my life, but I was never taking care of Sarah. So when God was like, we're taking all of this away from you and focusing on you, that was hard. It still is. Like I said, looking in the mirror, being like, who is this person? You can lose yourself in the codependency in the relationship. And what I hope to gain out of this season of learning so much about myself and what I want is that I can just be added to that next person that comes into my life, and I'm adding to them, because we both are so foundationally structured on who we are as individuals. Yes. That they're just adding to us. They're a bonus in our life. It's not somebody that I feel like I have to be talking to or my whole world's gonna crumble.
Well, and that's what I feel like happens when you have sex with somebody. Is
Absolutely.
You feel almost like an obligation to do or be a certain way or a certain thing. And I also, and maybe this is me, just my goals and dreams and aspirations are higher than they've ever been. But I believe that when you're on the path that's meant for you, when you're on the journey that's meant for you, you're firm in your foundation, you're strong in your morals, like your character is being built. That person that comes into your life, number one, it's going to take like one date and you're going to be like, never again. Or what's going to happen is it's just going to flow. There's not going to be complications. There's not going to be anxiety. There's not going to be like, oh, I wonder about this or that. Like, it sounds cheesy and it sounds like maybe far-fetched. I don't care. Like, I'll wait forever, because I know at the end of the road, that's going to be better anyway. So I feel like I want to just plead with you to give it an opportunity to see what your life could be like if you omitted that for just a little bit. You kind of tested yourself for just a little bit to see, number one, do I have anything in common with this person I'm with? Number two, like, who am I without that? Who am I if I'm not, dressing provocatively and sleeping with people? Who am I?
What void are you filling? For me, I have realized that I, in the past, was giving myself away because I was looking for love in all the wrong places. It always stems down to our family dynamic, but I didn't have a, father-daughter relationship growing up. So I feel like I was always looking for somebody to take care of me, hold me, love me, listen to me. I didn't have that at home. So I found it in a guy, and I found it in their families, and was able to fill a void that I've realized the only person that can truly fill any void in your life is Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. And, my story is just similar but slightly different in that at a young age, I was taught that in order to get love, you must perform this act. You must do a certain thing and then you receive love. Even if that wasn't the intention, there was multiple situations that happened, and I understand this is a sensitive topic, and I've talked to people about this, and I've had people approach me, and at young ages they were brought into situations that a young child should not have brought into. And I think it's probably more mainstream now than it was back then. And if that's the case, whatever age you were, it was not okay, even if it wasn't out of anger or or, the R word, which I don't want to say on here, but even if it wasn't mean, if you were being taken advantage of at a young age, get help. It is never too late to get help. If you're 17, if you're 25, if you're 70, get help, because you will never heal if you don't bring that to the surface, and you will keep falling into patterns, the same patterns over and over and over again. In order to receive love, I must do this. That is not accurate in any way, shape, or form. And I am truly empathetic to that being the case if it was. And I'm going to say it again, get help, get therapy, find someone who knows. And if you need direction on that, contact me and I can lead you down the path that I went down.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tina.
Absolutely. Modest is hottest. Try it out. Give it an opportunity. You never know what could happen. You never know, taking chances, what that could mean for your life and the situations you can be brought in. And sometimes you maybe take a path that's a little bit scary or a lot of it scary or a lot of it lonely. But I will tell you, what I have learned is that the journey that I am on now has about a 16th of the people that it had 3 years ago. And I am filled with more love, even if I'm just walking alongside Jesus, who's like not a live person. That is more fulfilling to me than all the people that tried to fill the void that I allowed to fill the void. It wasn't them. I have literally only love, forgiveness, and healing for every person in my past, truly from a place of pure love in my heart. However, now I know.
Absolutely. And because of like where we're at in life, I want to be the light, and I want to be the narrow pathway that other women and other teenagers and anybody can follow and realize that, you're not alone in this weird, awkward, not popular walk,
Well, and even men too, because I think from what I'm understanding in the world, like I think men too sometimes feel that the only thing they have to offer is their abilities in the bedroom. Like, you are worthy of more than just that as well.
Absolutely. And I want to be the change in the world. Like, that's why we're doing this and spreading what we know and what we've gone through and walking in a different way. So hopefully you don't have to walk through the world's way. You can see somebody else walking in God's path and God's light. And we are not perfect. We are far from that. But every day, all we do is strive to be like Jesus more and more and less of our fleshly selves.
And if you're not a believer, you can still take this walk too. You can take the walk of celibacy, of all of that. Hopefully we can be an example of his love and help you to see you don't have to be like us. You can have it be your own version of a healthy, loving life that you choose to live based upon, am I feeding my mind and my body with things that serve me?
Yes, amen. Thanks so much, Tina, for your time.
Thank you, Sarah.
All right, until next time, Fearless Queens.
Yes, thanks for listening.
Adios.